prior to being the chairman of the SEC, you were head of the NASD. Do I have it right?
Yes.
The self-regulatory body of
Right.
the securities industry. You earned $10 million in that position. Do you feel like that undermines your credibility as the top cop of the securities industry?
Let me just say I was there for 13 years, and no, I don't think it undermines my credibility. In fact, I think that it gave me tremendous background and understanding and expertise in understanding how the brokerage industry works, how the markets work, which has allowed me to do a tremendous amount of work on market structure issues that are so important.
It's a lot of money, $10 million. I mean, I would think a lot of people on Occupy Wall Street would say that it does undermine your credibility.
I spent 13 years there, worked very hard. We brought a tremendous number of cases. We wrote great rules. We did a lot of investor education, and I think it gave me a great background for what I'm doing now.
What do you expect to go into the private sector and earn lots of money after you finish your SEC chairmanship?
I have no idea what I will do next.
You think you should make a pledge, perhaps, that you won't earn more than $1 million in any subsequent position that you take?
I think I should make a pledge that I will work as hard as I can to serve the American people every single day, and that's exactly what I do every single day.
You said that the settlements that you've extracted from the industry have been a good use of the SEC's resources. Yet a couple of judges have expressed quite a bit of displeasure with the SEC's settlements. What would you say to those judges?
Well, we actually have responded to Judge Rakoff today with a brief that we filed in his court that I think explains the rationale behind the SEC settlement process, why we bring the cases that we do, how we settle them, how that allows us to maximize return to investors on a much shorter time frame than going to a trial would, and then allows us to use our resources to bring ever more cases. The agency brought a record number of cases in fiscal year 2011. We returned last year $2 billion to investors who had been harmed, and over the last 2 years, $3.6 billion. So I think we're delivering tremendous value for the taxpayer, who, by the way, does not fund the SEC. It's funded by industry fees.
Yes, you've done a very good job of getting fees back for the public, but people don't seem to be aware of that. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I talk about it all the time because I think the most important thing the SEC can do is vindicate the public interest, bring tough cases, write good rules, be a cop on the beat, and part of that is trying to return money to wronged investors, and it's an important part of what we do every single day.
The top executives of Merrill Lynch, Lehman Brothers, Bear Stearns, none of them have had any cases brought against them so far. A lot of people are very angry about that. What would you say to those people?
Well, we've brought about 80 cases coming directly out of the financial crisis. Half of those, 40 individuals who are at the level of CEO or CFO or senior officer were named in those cases. The pipeline is full. There will be more cases to come.
Do you acknowledge that the public perception of the SEC is as of an ineffective regulator?
No, I don't. I think if you look at the record of the agency over the last 3 years, you will see an agency that has been aggressive in enforcement, aggressive in rule writing, doing a great job pushing the boundaries on corporate disclosure and transparency, and working very much in the public interest.
Do you expect the public perception of the SEC to change during your tenure, or do you think it has changed already, or is it the same as it's always been?
I don't know what the public perception necessarily is. I think the agency has done an extraordinary amount of great work in the last 3 years, and I hear from the public, and I hear very positive things. Of course, we could do more with more resources. Of course, we could bring more cases, and we would love to do that with more resources, but we're working every day in the public's interest.
There was a very good profile of you by Bloomberg the start of this year, where a couple of people were quoted saying that you're not enough of a effective spokesperson for the agency and its lack of and its need for funding. What would you say to that criticism?
I will tell you, there was also a story that said, I will talk about our budget resources to anyone who will listen. So I've testified before Congress many times. I have given speeches about it. I have written about it. I think I have made a very clear case for the agency's resource needs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chairman Schapiro.